And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
What a performance from Harden here.
He has 29 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well. And with more to come, you know, it wouldn't hurt to keep getting him the basketball.
Modiunas and Howard the post pair. Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. And it's Beverly in at the 1. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets.
Well, they certainly didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Yeah, and that's important because this game may ultimately come down to which team controls the paint in crunch time. And Damian Lillard, guys, much improved defensively. He went from a liability at that end of the floor to now being one of the better defensive point guards in the league.
Lillard against Harden. Harden draws the double. He feeds it to Modiunas. Harden dishes to Modiunas. Poke loose. Passes it to Harkless. He kicks it to McCollum. Lillard outside. Knocks down the 3-ball. And it's an 8-point Trailblazer lead. And for Lillard, improving defensively, really a focus for him. He heard the criticism. He's taken action.
He's so good running pick and roll. A big focus was defending that play. Learning to fight through screens, lock and trail. That makes a big difference. Sometimes it's just technique because we know these guys are world-class athletes.
Corey Brewer's checked in for James Harden. And Portland with a change here, too. Crab's checked in. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
And really just trying to take the wind out of their sails here, I think. You know, they're on the wrong end of a run and need to just kind of exhale.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to stop the bleeding. Things were starting to spiral completely out of control, and I think a timeout was a no-brainer there.
James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. Shot to stop the run. He dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
Oh, I mean, he has got power in bunches on that 2-hand.
Plumlee, no luck.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. Rockets trail by 5. And Lillard kicks to Crab. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Pass to Lillard. Crab dishes to Plumlee. And here we go. Harden heading.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play. Screen by Howard. Harden outside. 5 to shoot. Ariza outside. From the baseline. No good.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
11 feet away. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Harden.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
So timeout call here, the first for Portland. Seems every season, Clark, you hear the same thing. Portland Trailblazers had to deal with some tough injuries.
Kevin, it appears as though it might actually be a curse. I don't like to use that word, but the history of this team in injuries is as unique as any in the league. Last year, no different.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for the Rockets. McDaniels comes in for James Harden.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Timeout called, the Rockets.
And with the Blazers and injuries, even when they fought through pain, guys weren't at 100%. Aldridge wasn't quite the same with his hand injury.
Houston making some changes. Montejunas is checked in for Beasley. And it's Harden in for KJ McDaniels. Harden outside. There's 57 seconds left in the third. 5 on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot. Montejunas on the 3 off target.
And losing Matthews for the season was huge too, guys. I mean, every team goes through injury woes and bumps during the course of a season, but the Blazers just seem to be, at least in the last half dozen years or so, hit very hard every year.
They get it back, and Lillard kicks to Henderson. Over Howard, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Harkless is checked in for Crab. Harden against Henderson. Harden the pass to Beverly. The dish to Harden. And it's Portland with the rebound.
That's what we call good defense in the paint, worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy back.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play.
Timeout charge to Houston.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Well, Dwight Howard.
Patience. Taking early threes.
Quite as dominant Clark as the player we saw back in certainly his younger days in Orlando.
Yeah, but nonetheless, Kevin, he's still in the conversation for best centers in the NBA. I think he remains a superstar big man when he's healthy.
The issue too much.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Hey, Kevin, well, the Rockets coach had some advice for the team over that last break. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
All right, Doris, thank you very much. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth. Colin is out there with Henderson. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then there's Davis. And it's Plumlee in at the center. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Ariza. At the elbow, Harden throws down the breakaway jam.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
Harkless with the bucket.
And you remember back in Orlando, Dwight Howard, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, not to mention a slam dunk title. He's lost some of that lift, but still has more than just about any other center in our league.
There's a screen by Montejunas. And here's Harden for 3.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving count.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Houston moving the ball around. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
And Howard missing a lot of time last season with various knee issues. He's taken his training and conditioning regimen to a new level, it looks like, to kind of preserve his body for the long haul.
Harden outside. From past the arc. And it's Portland with the rebound. Plumlee's got 5 rebounds tonight.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
Talk about a terrific game for McCollum. 13 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
And you can't really place a value on what that means to a team. His passing has really helped their cause.
Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Portland. Damian Lillard comes in for Gerald Henderson.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been there.
Lillard with it. He's picked up by Ariza. From deep three-point range, and Damian Lillard good for the 3. And the Trailblazers lead by 12. Rockets have gone 2 of 7 from the field in what's been a cold start to the 4th quarter for them. Ariza dishes to Harden. They need this. Can't get it to go. And the Trailblazers going the other way. The 3 from McCollum. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
And it's still a close game. I mean, despite the fact that they've struggled to compete on the boards.
Yeah, you know, but down the stretch here, guys, they'll summon that extra effort to try and get it done, I think.
And here's McCollum for 3. Kept alive. Lillard from outside. Good for his 6th make in a dozen attempts, shooting 50% with that basket.
And really, I like the fact that even with the big lead, they never coasted.
To me, that's a sign of a really good team, Greg, because you should always be playing against the game and yourself. I know there's an opponent out there, but when you have a lead, it's all about continuing to execute. Do what you do and stay true to that. And I like that aggressiveness and full speed ahead kind of attack that they have.
Harkless with the bucket.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority, very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Trailblazers.
They never settled for mediocre shots.
No, they didn't. They found their way inside effectively all game long. Penetration always produces results.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Damian Lillard. He just looked like an orchestrator out there. His teammates kept running to the open spot, and he found them time and time again.
Good on the shot. Harden's got 44.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That is his first foul of the game. Houston with a big group substitution here. Capella's checked in. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. McDaniels, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverley. Portland also making some changes. Myers Leonard, he's checked in for Plumlee. Vonleh comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Henderson for C.J. McCollum. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by...
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor.
After the 4th quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, I think he's just trying to send his team a message, you know, not willing to give up on this game just yet. Just trying to instill that fight in this group.
Yeah, hey, I'm all for giving messages and teaching lessons, and I respect that, but at some point, if it's over, it's over. I mean, you need to be looking at the next one. This one's done. Forget about it. Let's move on.
Free throw good from Harden.
2 shots.
And both free throws good for James Harden. Here's Vonleh. Left side, Leonard. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. And in the win, a comfort.
Well, Gerald.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Damian Lillard. He put up a new season high tonight, and if he keeps shooting like he did tonight before the season's over, he might top it. A big key to his team's victory here.
What I like most about Lillard is that you never see him play out of control. He's got a poise that not very many guys have, point guard or otherwise. And there's no question about his scoring ability. Just look at what he did tonight.
He was on his game tonight from an offensive standpoint.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For